Welcome back to the deep dive. We're your go-to for, cutting through all the noise and finding those real gems of knowledge just for you. Today, we're doing something a bit different. We're actually going to get our hands dirty, so to speak. We're digging into a topic that, well, might seem small at first glance, gardening, but it really blossoms into some surprisingly deep insights. We're talking about leggy celosia seedlings in monsoon season. Sounds specific, right? Yeah, when you think gardening, maybe you picture peaceful rows, sunshine. But anyone who gardens knows it's also, well, a constant challenge. You're dealing with the elements, nature's resilience, all of it. Our source today is fantastic. It's from Notes on Gardening, part 653. It's like reading a gardener's diary, really detailed, a very real-world look at tackling an environmental problem. So our mission is to unpack this specific issue, these leggy seedlings during the monsoon. And trust me, there's a fascinating kind of counterintuitive twist coming up. It involves celosia plants, and it really challenges the usual advice, highlights the power of just, well, watching closely.
It really does. And let me tell you, if you've ever tried growing from seed, leggy seedlings. Yeah, that rings a bell. Maybe not a pleasant one. It's a sign of the plant's basic drive, that desperate need to survive, right? Its
Yeah.
search for light. But what's so interesting here in this specific account is the resilience we find, and unexpected toughness. It makes you question those standard fixes we always reach for in horticulture. Really makes you pause. Makes you wonder how well we know the specific plants we work with instead of just applying, a general rule.
Okay, so let's break that down. For anyone maybe not deep into gardening, what exactly is leggy? When we talk about seedlings, the notes paint such a clear picture, they say. Long, thin stems that are disproportionately long compared to their leaves. You can almost just see them, can't you? These stretched out, kind of spindly little plants reaching up so awkwardly. Like imagine a tiny seedling that should be short and stout, suddenly shooting upwards like it's sprinting, but its leaves are tiny. It sounds pretty stressed, doesn't it? Fragile almost.
Fragile is exactly the word. And the source points straight to the cause, especially in monsoon season. It's a couple big environmental stresses hitting at once. First, heavy rains. That often means cloudy skies, right? Less light, which leads directly to the second thing. A lack of adequate sunlight.
Mm.
So what happens is, these little seedlings, they have this biological drive. It's called phototropism. They literally start stretching their stems. Up, up, up. It's a frantic search for light. Any light they can find. They're basically making a trade-off. They put all their energy into getting taller, maybe escaping shade instead of building strong leaves or roots. It's a gamble, really, and it leaves them incredibly weak early on. The plant's thinking, I need light now, even if it means becoming structurally unsound.
Wow, okay. And just when you think that desperate reaching sounds bad enough, the notes mention another problem, made worse by the monsoon. The gardener points out how heavy downpours have bent the thin stems, causing them to fall over. So these plants, already weak and stretched from searching for light, then get physically pummeled by the rain. They just don't have the strength to stand up to it. They collapse.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's kind of a sad picture, isn't it? These tiny things, trying so hard, just getting knocked flat by the very weather they're trying to adapt to. Sounds like a situation where you'd absolutely have to step in. Like intervention is crucial to save them.
You'd think so. Absolutely.
Right. So when a gardener sees this spindly, collapsing seedlings, there's usually a standard playbook, isn't there? A typical solution. The notes lay it out perfectly. It's to transplant them into deeper trays. Why? Well, it allows the soil to support the elongated stems and correct their growth.
This sounds like gardening 101, right? The go-to move, the thing growers have done forever.
It is the standard, absolutely. And for good reason. It works because it tackles the main problems head on. The weakness, the lack of support. When you transplant them deeper, you bury a good chunk of that long, weak stem. And what's cool is that buried part of the stem, it doesn't just sit there. It often grows new roots, adventitious roots.
Which gives it much better physical support, anchors it, stops it falling over. But it also does more. It encourages the plant to shift energy back to root development, and then hopefully to more compact, sturdy growth above ground too. It's like hitting the reset button, course-correcting its growth when the start wasn't ideal, giving it a stronger foundation.
Okay, makes perfect sense. Common problem, vulnerable seedlings, logical solution that saves them. Seems like a no-brainer. But, and this is where it gets really interesting, like you said, the gardener's notes take this sharp turn. After describing that very sensible solution, the gardener writes, however, because these are celosia seedlings, I'll leave them as they are for now. Wait, hang on. Just leave them as they are, flopped over and leggy.
Hmm.
That flies right in the face of everything we just established, all that horticultural common sense.
It does.
Why would a gardener who clearly knows the standard fix deliberately choose not to do it here? What's so special about celosia?
And that's the crux of it. This is where deep, specific knowledge trumps the general rule. It's about observation. The key insight isn't just a random guess. It comes from the gardener's own experience, watching these plants over time. They've observed, that's the key word, that celosia plants, especially those that have been pruned, are quite hardy in the long run.
Hardy even after pruning.
Exactly. Think about what that means. Pruning is a stress, a setback. If a plant bounces back well from that, it shows it has some serious built-in resilience, a strong will to grow. So this specific trait of celosia, its toughness, its ability to recover even from a rough start or being cut back, that's what justifies not intervening immediately.
Ah, okay, I see.
It's not negligence, it's strategic patience. It's trusting the known, observed resilience of this particular plant to sort itself out. In a way, maybe a pansy or a petunia seedling just wouldn't.
That's fascinating. So it's not about the problem being different, but the plant's ability to handle the problem being different.
Precisely. It's knowing your player, not just the game.
Which leads to the bigger picture, doesn't it? What does this teach us? Beyond the garden patch, I mean. What can we take away about understanding specific situations versus just applying those, one-size-fits-all answers we love so much? Because it's so easy to just follow the manual, right? Do the standard thing. But this gardener, they paused. They trusted their deeper observation.
It's a huge lesson, really powerful. If you zoom out, this simple act of not doing something, it speaks volumes about knowing your subject deeply, whether it's a plant species like here, or maybe a complex system at work, a market niche, even a person you're working with. Having that nuanced understanding can lead to solutions that are way more effective.
Yeah.
And sometimes, yeah, totally unconventional, less interventionist even.
All right.
It makes you ask, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How often do we just default to standard procedure without really stopping to understand the unique nature of what's in front of us? The specific quirks, the hidden strengths, the inherent resilience. This little celosia seedling struggling for light and then just left to it. It's like a tiny case study in the value of informed observation. It poses that big question, when is it okay, even smart, to deviate from the norm? Not carelessly, but based on real specific knowledge. It pushes us to look past the surface symptoms and appreciate the underlying capabilities. Sometimes letting natural resilience play out is the best move.
Oh, wow. This has really been quite the journey today, hasn't it? From a seemingly simple gardening note. We started with that common frustration. Leggy seedlings in the monsoon, stretched, weak, vulnerable.
Yeah.
We talked about the standard fixed transplanting deeper, giving them support. Makes total sense.
The textbook answer.
Exactly. And then the twist, the gardener's choice with the celosia seedlings, just leaving them. All based on that patient, informed observation about celosia's specific toughness. Its ability to bounce back, it really drives home that idea, doesn't it? That sometimes the most effective path isn't the one everyone takes. It's the one informed by truly knowing your subject, understanding its unique qualities, and maybe trusting its own resilience.
Absolutely. And what's so compelling, I think, is how this deep understanding of one specific thing, celosia, in this case, lets us actually embrace his natural resilience, instead of always feeling like we have to jump in and fix things according to a generic rulebook.
Right. Less fixing, more trusting.
In a way, yes, where appropriate. It's a thought that stretches way beyond gardening, It kind of encourages you, the listener, to ask, where in my own life, my work, my projects, am I applying a generic fix, a one-size-fits-all approach, when maybe, just maybe, a more tailored strategy, one that really observes and respects the inherent strengths already there, could lead to much better, maybe more sustainable outcomes. Perhaps even just allowing things the space to recover and thrive on their own. It's about seeing that hidden potential, that resilience.
That is a fantastic thought to leave everyone with, something to definitely chew on. Thank you so much for joining us on this unexpectedly deep dive into gardening notes. We really hope you'll keep observing, keep appreciating those unique adaptations and surprising bits of resilience all around you. In the garden, at work, just out in the world. Until next time, keep digging for those deeper insights.